That's how fast he's saying these rules. I think at one point I even said, wait, what was the third one? And he goes, you'll be fine. So I'm first. So then I go down, and again, I get freaked out, not because I'm scared of water or anything, because like when you go underwater, your brain is like, don't breathe in. But you know, you're going against your instincts, and you're having to breathe in to live. Because the brain loves oxygen, by the way. And so I go down on the water, and like you can go 20 feet down, snoobing, about 20 feet. And so like I'm exploring, and the current's taking me around. It's kind of scary because sometimes, does anyone have dreams of like being deep in the water, or like looking down and you can't see the bottom of the water, and it's kind of, that's right, you know what I'm talking about, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And so you can't see the bottom, and so it's kind of creepy. That's what it's like, but it's cold, and I've got this little thing, I'm like putting food up into the business, into the water, and the fish are coming, they're eating it, they're right here, they're swimming around, and that's cool, and you hear like little crackling of them eating the food. And there's coral everywhere, and the guy's like, don't touch this, don't touch that, but he's touching the stuff, and I'm like, why can you touch it? Like, it's the same thing. Like, why are you allowed to touch it? Because you told me the 4 rules really fast, and so he's touching the stuff. And then, so I'm down there 20 feet. So 20 feet is about, I mean, would you say like it's from here to the ceiling, maybe? More or less? More? Red Hood tells me it's more. More? It's 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so like double this height. Okay, good. 4 of you. Okay, tall, right? Okay. So yeah, you're how tall are you? Okay, so 4. Okay, so a little bit shorter than this actually. Man, I wish you were smaller because. Okay, hey, that helps, that helps. Okay, so 20 feet, so I'm down. So it's still a significant amount of, you know, for someone that never does this. Well, I breathe out, and then I go to breathe in, and nothing comes in. No air, 0 air, and I've blown out all my air. Now I start to freak out, because what does your body love? What does your body love? Oxygen, that's right. I just had some. I just did it again, it was great. So, I was breathing in and nothing was happening. I'm flipping out. The guy's not around. He's tending to other people that are swimming around. And so I look up, and the water is far away from me because I have no air. And so then I start swimming, and I'm going as fast as I can, and all of a sudden white just starts going around my I mean, I have 0 air, and I start like just gulping in salt water because I'm like, here we go. If I'm gonna go out big. And so, you know, it's just going like, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I hear Germany in my head yelling at me about how I should have never done this. And so at the last second, I like boost up, I get a power up, I get a fire flower, and I boost up. And then I guess it would technically be a red mushroom, but you know. And so I boost up, and then I'm like, oh my God, breathing hard. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'm living. And the devil's like, shoot. I'm naughty. And so I got up there, and I was getting air, and then I looked over, and the guy's like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Because he goes, the hose that was on my oxygen tank just popped off. Just came off. That's why there was no oxygen, because it just came off. And he goes, wow, that's never happened before. And I go, is it because this is illegal? But so it popped off. And then he goes, do you want to, are you ready to go again? And I'm like, yes. Maybe I can have a minute or 2, at least the length of a Vine video to just recuperate. Is that okay? So, and then the whole rest of the trip he's asking me like, hey man, are you having a good time? You okay? I'm like, yeah, leave me alone. Talk to my lawyer. But he makes you sign a liability thing. I'm telling you, this is not right. So don't snooba, folks. Don't do it. Especially if you've never done it before. And so, but when I was at Hanauma Bay, I just snorkeled, but it was still scary because like before you know it, bam, you're surrounded by coral. And you're not supposed to touch the coral because the guy says don't touch the coral because it's the food source of the fishes. But you want to touch it because you're like, oh, coral. And you see the little spindly, spiny things underneath. The fish are touching it. And you're like, you fish are touching it. I want to touch it. And I'm underwater with you. And so I didn't touch it, but it's like when you're surrounded by it, how do you get out of the coral? You gotta touch it. You gotta touch it. Because it's so shallow, the water. I think I'm 100 feet deep, I'm like this deep. And so, but meaning I can't just like get out and like step over and stuff. So I'm like touching the coral and I'm thinking like, is the principal gonna come get me and stuff? So I touched their food source. And I didn't do it maliciously and I'm sorry I did it. Okay. Now I taught you something about me, now you're gonna teach me stuff about you and the anime world. Okay, I have a question. So I hear all about this Five Nights at Freddy. Oh, here she comes. What? There we go. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Okay, so I haven't seen this, so let's check this out.
Falling down, falling down, falling down. The bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Good Lord. It's like when I go to my grandma's house, all her furniture's covered in plastic and...
Well, if you're hearing this, then chances are you've made a very poor career choice.
I was at a hotel once that looked like this. It was a bad first-year con. And that's Freddy. It's Rick Grimes. Oh, hi, everybody. Okay, so this is the game. Let me check this out. So they're gonna come out of these doors, right? You just hit, you hit. There are no doors. So what do you? So what's the? Wait, you're Freddy? Why did I just put the mask on? Whoa. Okay, so explain this to me. Okay, tell me a little bit about this Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. Yes, tell me more.
Okay, first of all, you have to hide in the mask from the animatronics. So like if they're in your room or in the vents, you have to hide underneath that mask.
You have to hide under the mask when?
When they're in your room or if they're in the vents. Or
if you hide under the mask, they're like, oh, he's one of us.
Yeah. Or but Foxy the fox. He doesn't get tricked by that mask.
The boss doesn't get tricked by it.
No, the fox doesn't get tricked because you have to flash
the fox, that's the boss. See, I would never work for a guy like that. When I walk in for the interview, if he looks like that, I'm not taking the job. So that's your first mistake. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's, what else? Like, so there's 3 of them.
No,
There's 6 of them.
No, there's 10.
No. 8. This is like the price of 200? The fridge is 400? What? 500? Wait, you over there, what's up? Yes, that's what I thought. 3 games, right? But within that, there are episodes, eh? Yeah. They call it Freddy's what? Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? See, I would never go to a place like that. Don't trust it. If you go into a restaurant and there are no lights on, you might be at Freddy's. So there are 3 Freddy games. And you play as a night guard. A lot of action as a night watchman, eh? I've seen some movies that start out that way. They shoot them in Burbank. Okay, so yeah, so tell me more. Yes. They're haunted by dead children. Cover your ears, baby. So you have to find who murdered these kids? Hold on, you find out what? You find out who killed them? Oh, you find out in the 3rd game? Ah, soka. They think you're the killer because you're rocking a groovy Night Watchman outfit. Right on, well, there you go. Okay, all right, good to know. Friday Nights at Freddy's.